Well, I made it to the hot spring, but I'm thinking I'm not gonna get in.
If you're new here, my name's Hannah, and I've lived and traveled in a truck camper for over 3 years. If you want to follow along, make sure you like and subscribe so you can join me on these fun adventures. Last week, I escaped to the beautiful island of Oahu. This week, I'm back surviving the bitter cold, hiking to a hot spring in the tundra. And I have a little surprise.
So I put a deposit down on...
Let's get into it. Some of my most surreal memories in life have happened before dawn. Hiking with only moon and star, light reflecting off the snow, alone in your own universe until the sun begins to glow. Time feels palpable as it passes before your eyes. Each breath brings you closer before the sun begins to rise.
That's dawn right there. The light's coming up over the mountain. Very beautiful. And I'm ready for the hot spring.
You're the only one awake, so you feel unstoppable. And then that warm, familiar glow peeks over the horizon, and anything seems possible.
I traveled to the end of the earth, and it turns out there is a hot spring. Though it is foggy, it is absolutely beautiful. It's so quiet and still. Well, I made it to the hot spring, but I'm thinking I'm not gonna get in. It's incredibly cold out, and it's a really long walk back to the truck. So this is the first time I've ever been to a hot spring, and I haven't gotten into the hot spring. It's just so cold out. It's like a tundra out here. It's so cool. But I'm just not sure how I could make it back to my truck without turning into an ice cube. Here's the bad news. I walked 1.3 miles and I've reached the hot spring at the end of the earth, but it is too cold to get in. I already dropped my glove in and it has turned into a solid ice cube, and I don't want to turn into a solid ice cube. It's so hard, it's crazy. This is nuts. Like, I'm heading my way to the North Pole. See you later. This is the hot creek that's right next to the hot spring. I often wonder, animals who live out in the tundra, do bears and birds and foxes, do they get in hot springs? I certainly would. Much better. That was certainly a hot spring fail, but that's okay. I'm gonna enjoy a nice hot cup of coffee and then try to go snowboarding. If you haven't tried my coffee, make sure you check it out at drstraight.com. Today I'm having the Bigfoot Reserve. As I was sitting here enjoying my coffee, I was having problems with my lights flickering, which causes problems recording. I decided I need a better suited vehicle for winter adventures. This truck camper is just really difficult to enjoy all the functionalities of it when it's really cold or there's a lot of snow. I finally got my heat to work, which is marvelous news. However, I'm still having problems with the thermostat. The heat will turn on and off at random times, no matter what the thermostat is set to. Weird power surges. I had to open the battery compartment because it's just not getting enough airflow in there to stay warm. And I really decided that it would just make more sense if I had a diesel heater. Then I wouldn't have to go out in these crazy storms and cold temperatures to refill my propane tank. I would just need to make sure I had fuel. These are all things I've added to my list of why I need to make another overlanding build that is easier to use during winter months. So I put a deposit down on a Sprinter van. I'm still waiting to hear back if I can actually purchase the vehicle because there's one gentleman ahead of me and he hasn't decided whether or not he's going to go through with the purchase, and I'm the first person in line behind him. It's been really hard to find an all-wheel drive version because I've been waiting for the all-wheel drive version to come out, and most of the dealerships are charging absurd surpluses over MSRP. Prior to that, they had a 4x4 version, which I actually tested out, but after looking into it, they're discontinuing the 4x4, and I think for good reason, because when I read about it, apparently it only had 35% power to the front. The all-wheel drive version has at least a 50-50 power split between the front and the back. And yes, I know that an all-wheel drive van is not going to be directly comparable to my 3/4 ton pickup with manual locking 4x4. However, it does have the capabilities of getting me most of the places I want to go, and I'm going to be beefing up the wheels, tires, and suspension, and it also has much better gas mileage. Yay!
And now I have a motorcycle to get me to all those extra sketchy places.
Initially, I wanted to build out a Ford Transit van because my grandfather worked for Ford his entire life. He worked in the service department. I've always been a Ford fan. So naturally, I'm inclined to support Ford when I can. However, every single time I called a Ford dealership, I couldn't find anything under $20,000 over MSRP, which is absolutely crazy. No one should be paying $20,000 over MSRP. Don't do it. The longer we're willing to spend those prices, the longer these dealerships are going to charge those prices. Try to find another deal. There's more vehicles out there. Thankfully, I was able to find a Mercedes Sprinter that's extremely close to MSRP. I'm happy with it. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna finish my coffee. Let's go snowboarding. Not even one run. Clean look at Ski Patrol. Always beating us to the first run.
This was one of the first major storms of the season, and with it came well over 18 inches of fresh snow. A generous storm for so early in December, deep enough to drag all the mountain attics out for some fun runs, but not enough to adequately cover the boulders, sticks, and natural terrain that riddle this mountain. But hey, nothing a little board wax can't fix later, right? Any powder day is better than no powder day in my opinion, and any excuse to get out on the mountain with this much fresh snow is a good day in my book. The terrain that's opened at the resorts has been limited since they've received so much snow so quickly. With time though, they'll open more and I'll get a better chance of a clean line down the mountain.
I want to take a minute to thank 70My for sponsoring this video and for providing me with their newest AI-backed 70My Dashcam Omni. Having a dash cam can come in handy for many reasons, but having a 360-degree rotating guard one with amazing night vision is even cooler. Using 70My's own AI motion detection algorithm, the 70My Omni can help detect suspicious behavior outside your vehicle, rotate to that direction, warn you with a red LED light, and record footage. It also has 24-hour parking surveillance with time-lapse recording to help protect your car all hours of the day, even when you're on an adventure. And their collision detection feature can help detect and record collision footage in the direction of the crash at the time of a collision and 5 seconds prior to the collision. With 1080p full HD resolution and a 60 frame per second frame rate, it grabs clear footage when you're on the road, so it's easy to play back and see small details such as license plates. With an f1.5 aperture and the new PureCell Plus S HDR technology, it can record clearly at night, even in flickering light conditions with their Omni night vision. I really like its smart voice controls. I can say, take photo, shoot emergency video, shoot right, shoot left, and it controls the dash cam hands-free. And I really like the fun MyX emojis. Their faces appear right on the screen. For full specifications and features, or if you're interested in picking one up for yourself, make sure you go to the links below in my description to check out the new 70My Dashcam Omni. Now, let's get back to the adventure. Well, that was an interesting day. Let's head inside the truck camper, get warm, and have some food because it's about to start dumping snow. Oh wait, it's already started. When winter storm camping in a pop-up camper, the snow can make popping it up more difficult because it's heavy. I don't think I'll have too much of a problem right now because there's not a whole lot on the roof, but fair warning, if you have a lot of snow, you may have problems popping up. That wind will get you. You need the door open to pop the camper up, so. Okay, I got the truck camper all popped up. The forecast is calling for over 40 inches between tonight and tomorrow. It's gonna make for some awesome snowboarding, but also some dangerous truck camper conditions because I don't usually keep the truck camper popped up when we get over several feet of snow. I just don't know if it can withstand that much weight. I don't want it crashing down on me when I'm sleeping and calling Smashed Potatoes Hannah. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. So after I make dinner, I'm going to put the truck camper down. And a quick tip for that is whenever you're putting a pop-up camper down and you have any snow on the roof, it's going to be heavier. It can be dangerous putting it down. You don't want it to take you out. So best protocol is to have as little snow on the roof as possible or just keep it down the whole time. Fresh snow. You never know how far your feet are gonna go down when you go in. Full day of snowboarding, a not so successful hot spring, makes for a wonderful winter day. There's a solid 1.5 feet of snow on the ground, maybe 2. Thinking this might be a perfect place to do the first snow angel of the year. Okay, can you see me? It's the truss catch. Whee! The snow caught me. Yep, Hannah was here. Let's head back to the truck. Enough playtime. I'm getting wet. I'll have plenty more time to play in the snow after I get the 4 feet. It's like 2 feet right now. It's got like 6 feet of snow. You don't want to miss that adventure. Stay tuned. I have to admit, she does look good against the white snow. I don't know. I think she'd look good with 37s though. Thinking about upgrading the tire size. Just wait, it's part of the grand plan. Tonight, we're making an all-time American classic. It's a favorite, especially for cold winter nights. Any guesses? Chicken noodle soup. Let's get started. This is the lazy version of chicken noodle soup because I just got a rotisserie chicken. Oh, I'm already crying. Well, I can't even see because it's so pungent. How many celery stalks can I cut at once? We want to get the base of this started, and it simply includes butter and vegetables. Butter in, let that melt. I have some garlic salt, some Italian seasoning, and the key ingredient is thyme leaves. I also have some fresh thyme. This is going, we're gonna add in onions, carrots, some celery. A little bit of thyme right now. I'm gonna let that saute down. While that sautés, I'm going to pick out my chicken. Let that sit for a second. Shredding my chicken. Now that this is sauteed down, time to add low sodium chicken broth. One more. And bring that to a boil. Some more Italian seasoning, some more thyme, some fresh thyme. While I haven't found the easiest way to do this yet, but have come up with includes going backwards down the stalk. And usually most of it comes off, but not all of it. And then we're going to add some of this to the boiling water. Now the soup is a-boiling. Time for the noodles! I'm terrible at deciding how many noodles to put in. And let them get soft. Noodles are almost done. Time to add the chicken. And then we're gonna add the rest of the thyme in. Yeah, looks so good. I should let this cool a little bit longer, but I don't think I can wait. It's cold, I'm hungry, and it looks so good. How can you beat chicken noodle soup? Once I finish my soup, I'm gonna get everything put away and put the truck camper down because I just don't know how much snow we're going to get, and I am worried about the weight on the top of the camper. Got all my bedding off the top, and oh, it comes fast. Okay. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. It goes so fast. I got the camper all popped down. I'm sleeping on the dinette because the table area transforms into a second sleeping area. And this is where I sleep when I don't want to pop the camper up and I want to be more stealth as you possibly can. And secondly, when there's a bunch of snow and I'm worried about keeping the pop-up up. Much less space in the camper, but at least I'm warm and safe and sound. I'll see you tomorrow.